What's up, YouTube? ODST General back again with some more EMERGENYC. So they had a fairly big update for version 1.9. They talked a lot about the Fire Academy. They actually showed their first video on forced entry. They added some new stuff to the fire truck. The game's running a lot smoother. And they did some other smaller bug fixes and stuff. Now, with that all being said, the game still has a long way to go. But this is definitely some awesome progress. It's nice to see it's running a lot smoother than the last time I played it. So we're just going to really be demonstrating the same switch system they showed off in their own video. But if you guys haven't seen that, this will be pretty cool to you. We'll probably also talk a little bit about some other stuff, but we'll see how that goes. So the first thing you'll notice is that we've got a structure fire going. Oh my gosh, traffic over in the distance there. We've got a working structure fire. This is just for RP purposes, just like the previous one I showed off, but this one looks a lot better than that one. You know, look at that smoke and the fire coming out the windows. It just looks so good. This is really how, you know, the much bigger competitors for EMERGENYC should look. This is how the fire should look for Nostrif 1112 and, you know, Firefighting Simulator, which, you know, Nostrif's actually released, so it doesn't have much of an excuse to be a big company, and they can't get the fire that looks realistic or, you know, more realistic like this. And I understand that there's limitations and things that make it difficult, but still, it's pretty disappointing. But let's go ahead and take a look at this new lighting system. Let's go ahead and shut the engine off for just a minute while I talk about this. So, fire trucks have lots and lots of switches. Engines, trucks, ladders, it doesn't matter, you know, whatever you want to call them. The apparatus have many switches. We've got, let's see here, I think these are directionals on this one. These are the main lighting system. You know, I'm not sure what all these do. This is aerials, generators, emergency hydraulics, curbside stabilizers. So some of these don't really make any sense on here. There's not curbside stabilizers, you know, there's not boom. But, you know, this is the same control panel that you see on the ladders, you know, the aerial and the other stuff. It's a couple different versions of it. So let's go ahead, though. We're going to turn the engine back on. You can see these all light up when you turn the engine on. Flip that off. That's our master switch right here. So if you look, all the lights are off. Tick that, all lights are back on. So you can see, turning the other switch doesn't do anything, but let's flick all these down. Now a couple of these also don't work. So we flicked all of them over, and we've turned the master back on, nothing's happening. So let's go ahead, turn one back on. So you can see now, it's just basically our main lighting has turned on. These are our lower warnings. Oop, I accidentally clicked out. Headlight flasher, which is probably going to be kind of hard to tell here. Yeah, so it's really cool. You get to see all these different lights. The switches are actually put into the game now. But that's not where it ends. So let's go ahead. I think engine 30. 32. 49. 49. This has to be it. Yeah, so you can see 49 here has a pretty different setup inside. 49 is a older apparatus. Let's go ahead, pull it out of the bay here real fast. So you can see it's an older apparatus. Still has lights and all this other neat stuff, but not quite as high tech. Click out again. I hate that. I need to change something on here so that doesn't happen as much. We've got one big green light. Less switches all over, but we still have pretty much the same system in place, which will make this a lot easier. You won't have to memorize like all these different complex switches and stuff. And really, you don't even have to mess with this if you don't want. But you've got your same master switch, you've got your headlight flasher, your lower warnings, your upper warnings. There's wheel well lights, which I don't even know if that's actually like in and operational. There's brow lights. This is air and electricity, which you have to fight around with. I don't think anything else in here is working currently, though. Got some lists down on the ground here. It's probably for like pump operation or something. So I've got traffic on too. I've only got enabled at like a minimum level. I'm gonna hit that. Oh, it doesn't matter because the Corvette's gonna wait. Waits until I pull out and then he goes flying forward and runs into me full speed. So traffic also looks like it's operating quite a bit better. Still have to look out, you know, you should be looking out, you should slow down, you know, it's an uncontrolled intersection, but there's still points when they're not pulling over, it looks like. But the cars are definitely looking a lot better, a lot more unique, less placeholdery. Some of them are pulling over, most of them aren't right now pulling over, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, considering the state they were in beforehand, that's a lot different, a lot better. Focus below. The other thing I seem to be having an issue with is cameras and stuff. Like I can click RTS camera, it doesn't work. First person doesn't work. Orbit camera doesn't change anything. Like none of these actually affect it. The only thing that does change it is the V button. Now I don't play this very often, so I tend to forget the controls offhand. So I could just be forgetting like a button from like before that's changed. But I don't really think that's the case. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything to get in there, which is a bit of a shame. The other thing you'll notice is I've got this list here from spawning an NYPD vehicle, which, you know, the vehicle spawns in fine, but, you know, okay, it spawned in, you know, I don't control it. The light's coming on, but it's not doing anything. If I press V, I go back, you know, to the interior of the fire truck. So I'm like half controlling it, half not. So that's pretty disappointing as well. Oh, look at that computer monitor glowing in there. That's nice. I like that. Assuming it's the same thing with the EMS vehicles. I haven't tried using those here for a second. Yeah, see, I can't move or anything. I hear the beeping with it, but it's not going anywhere. Of course, I think it would probably help if I'm an idiot. I forgot to turn the vehicles on. Like, I don't forget that with the engines, but, like, I totally space out on the NYPD and EMS vehicles because they're not in the bays, they're spawning in, so I'm just assuming they're going to be turned on in the first place. So it's been a while since I've played this, it really has. The other thing I'm disappointed about is that I can't go back to like a pre-existing NYPD or EMS vehicle like after I've selected it. Oh yeah, see, so yeah, they work fine as long as you turn them on. That building doesn't exist. We're gonna roll it. Oh, hey, I think that's the first time I actually, like, roll the vehicle of my own volition. Like, not just, like, the game freaking out. You would be the guy to pull over. You suck. I mean, I successfully pit maneuvered the suspect. Actually, I wonder if that's possible. Like, legitimately possible, not just I accidentally ran into this guy. I don't think anybody's going to be going fast enough, but we're going to try it on this guy, even though he's not going very fast at all. Yeah, you can't really hook him with the push bar. I don't know how to properly hit somebody. I guess you just probably have to like hit him from the side like that. Not really working too well. I'm assuming you'll get some like faster moving people. That's the thing to remember about this is that, well, I've been covering pretty much solely fire, and that's been the big concentration so far. Fire is not the only faction in here. It's not going to be the only people with calls. It's definitely probably the one people are most looking forward to, because there's actually like half-decent policing games out there. There's good alternatives to policing, but there's not really anything really good for, you know, fans of the fire department, fire service. Really, EMS is probably that stands true too, I would argue, but you know, obviously, fire department tends to get a little bit more of that love than EMS does. Let's be honest about that. Yeah, the cars actually handle pretty well. I mean, I'm driving around pretty poorly. You know, I wouldn't be flying through New York at these speeds. And I don't play very much either, so that's the other thing. Of course, then again, traffic's also like super light too, so that makes it even worse. Let's actually, really quick, traffic's at minimal, let's bring it up to moderate. Let's see how the game handles. Oh, that crash. That was weird game breakiness right there. Yeah, so I have a feeling traffic didn't quite take full effect, but let's go ahead and put it on heavy and see how it does. The audio is kind of a little bit goofy, but I think that might just be the game itself. The sound effects have always been a big point that need work, but bear in mind this is all work in progress. I mean, that's something they definitely remember. There's also the other issue that if you're in a police or EMS vehicle, it always goes to the exterior or interior view of the last vehicle you were in, it seems. So in that case, this would be this guy right here. Overestimated. Well, that's the big update for the game. I recommend you guys check out both the last video where they talk about the switches in a bit more detail than I did, as well as the previous video that they did on their main channel where they talked about, like I said, forcible entry, getting in, and a little bit about the Fire Academy and how that will work. They're both very awesome videos. There's also some screenshots if you guys check out them on Steam, on their community hub. They are actually uploading screenshots there. Some new map elements for an underground tunnel and stuff that's going to be in the mod. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to the Fire Academy for sure. I'm glad to see they've come such a long way in just a short period of time. I said that before. They're making pretty big strides, but you know, honestly, with how poorly optimized the tech demo was when it first came out, I was pretty disappointed with that, but they've definitely rectified that from what I've seen here today. You know, things are running a lot more smoothly. That should have probably been done in the first place over maybe some of the lighting or graphical errors, but it is fixed now. And, you know, since this isn't really a public release per se, I mean, obviously it is, but not quite to the extent of a lot of other games. You know, I'm glad to see they did get it working before, you know, like full-on public release. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my poor driving. I hope you enjoyed the switches and all the other new assets and stuff, and all the new textured and redone structures. Until then, though, you guys take it easy for the next video. I'll see you around.